What's up guys, this is Astranox. Welcome to my fourth video in my Arena Beginner's Guide. Thanks a lot to Smilegate for sponsoring this video. Now in this video, I have a lot of tips for you guys so you can climb faster, but also more easily in Arena, all the way up to Challenger and even higher leagues. So let's begin with tip number one. These tips will go from, easy stuff to like maybe more information, harder to digest information. So the first tip is spam your flags as they recharge. You get 1 per hour. You should put that to your advantage. You should do your NPC challenges first and then you attack players. And there's a lot of players that are very easy to defeat as you climb all the way up to Challenger. So tip number 2 is buy arena flags daily using friendship points as you just saw me do. Tip number 3 is refresh the list of opponents for free as much as possible, or when it costs only 5,000 gold, maybe you can push it to 10,000 gold. The increment is 5,000 gold increase every time you refresh until you wait for the timer to elapse and then it's back to free. So yes, stick to low cost, but refreshing the list of opponents will let you find so many easy teams to defeat. Tip number 4 is farm immunity sets for your whole team. If you're going to be running a team that is slow, a turn 2 team, a team of bruisers, maybe you're going to be running a knight with Aureus artifact, with a soul weaver that heals, revive, right? Then you want to have immunity set across your whole team. It will allow you to win so many battles. It is ridiculously powerful. Tip number 5, don't build too many heroes for PvP early on. Build the ones that will work for offense and defense in PvP, as well as for PvE content to maximize the usefulness of your team. Very important to actually invest resources and build heroes that you can use all across the game in Epic 7. So I really love to have Charlotte from Selective Summon. I like to get Reroll of Light from my Moonlight Blessing. That is for a slower playstyle, but for a fast playstyle, I would still go with Vildred from Selective Summon and then Arbiter Vildred from the Moonlight Blessing. And there's different ways to approach this, but this is my favorite setups. Tip number 6, pay attention at the level of the heroes in the list of teams showing up. You can find easy battles by analyzing the teams, especially while climbing between Bronze and Master League. So many easy battles, guys. Teams with just one hero, like low-level heroes, not even Awaken. The team doesn't have any or many 6-star heroes, right? Like, there's so many different ways to find an easy win. And just by refreshing as much as possible, it will be helping you out a ton. Tip number 7, when you open a team before going into the battle, look at the account level of your opponent. Sometimes you can get an idea of their gear level based on the level of their account, which might decide if you will engage them or not. So a lot of easy wins. If you see a low level account compared to your account level, you might be like, well, I don't think he used a lot, of energy to actually farm. So, his account level is low, his gear level might not be that high, so it could definitely lead to a quick and easy win. Tip number 8, put your best pieces of gear on your PvP heroes for defense and offense. PvE content can be farmed with lesser gear when you're already farming the highest levels, right? You got PvE content on farm, no problem, you can lower the gear level on that team, but for PvP, put your best gear there and set that team of 4 core PvP heroes on your defense and on your offense. Tip number 9, balance your team composition. If you're going to be running a speed team, you can have a combat readiness pusher number 1 plus a combat readiness pusher number 2 plus like it has an attack buff for the whole team, like Judith, and then follow up with Rose. Attacker number 1 plus attacker number 2. So with a team like this, you're going to be able to just like throw a bunch of damage at them very fast in quick succession because you have your best speed on your initial combat readiness pusher. And there's just a ton of battles that you can win in a very fast pace. Or you can run a slow team, turn 2 team like a knight with Aureus, plus a healer, plus bruiser number 1 and bruiser number 2. Tanky heroes that deal damage based on attack or based on maximum health or sometimes based on, their defense. Tip number 10, watch the enemy team composition. Avoid dangerous hero combinations against your own team. For example, avoid attacking a super tank team with healing if you're using a slow turn 2 team. If they're able to heal and they're going to be able to survive the damage you throw at them with your slow turn 2 team, avoid those type of teams. The battle is going to be too long. The arena damage will just eventually tick to a high amount, and it will grow to like 5,000 per tick, and it will just devastate your whole team. Another example is avoid attacking a high-speed team if your own high-speed team will not get turn number 1. The enemy might stack speed imprints and or use the fastest heroes in the game, right? So you got to be very careful if they're stacking speed or they're clearly using the fastest speed heroes in the game. And, you know, if you feel like you're not going to get that turn number 1, it is quite crucial that you do get it. So try to avoid these type of teams. Tip number 11, be careful when attacking into a team of counter heroes. Example, like hard countering heroes like Politis that counters non-attack skills, and Celine that counter-attacks, you know, non-attack skill based heroes. You gotta be very careful about that. Another example is counter-attacking knights when you use a team that attacks their whole team consistently, because they might have Elbrus Ritual Sword with a counter set on them, or they have a counter mechanism built into their kit. Very dangerous to attack that. Another example, attacking a trap team full of healers and revivers. The constant arena damage will just eventually take you down. Tip 12, make sure that team that you build has heroes of different elements. The enemy will be attacking different heroes on your team, which will be spreading the damage that you take, which means that you will be able to live longer. And if you can buy time there, that's a big win, because it's just gonna eventually, like, overall, over time, it will allow you to win a lot of battles if you spread the damage that you take through your whole team, right? It's not like focused on one hero because you're stacking the same element in your team. Tip number 13, attack teams with no healer, no reviver, and between 0 to 1 knight for quick battles. Tip number 14, getting the first turn can win you many battles. Using a combat readiness booster can work for any playstyle as well. So Rose, even at a tanky team like you've been seeing, this is an effective way to win a lot of battles. If your Rose is faster than the majority of their team and they're not using any combat readiness pusher, you're just going to have both of your tanky bruiser, damage dealer. If they can attack their whole team, like I'm using Charlotte and Landy, you can win a lot of battles. Tip number 15, using the same offense teams as your defense team in Arena will be more efficient as a newer player. But if you already have multiple heroes built, try to set a team that is annoying and hard to take down as your defense team. The enemy might reconsider attacking you since they might lose because it takes too long to take you down. And yeah, if they can't take down your heroes in you know, a good amount of time, then there's constant arena damage that they're taking, and they might not have the healing to be able to counter to survive that arena damage that they're taking, right? So that's a good way to detract the enemy from wanting to attack you, especially if you're running like a hero like Ruel. She heals back to full with skill 3. She can, you know, she revives. She put invulnerability on the hero, big heal on the skill number 2. She's hard to take down. So if you're running like a Ruel plus maybe another Soul Weaver plus a Knight plus a damage dealer, like something like that, it might be turning off a lot of players from attacking you. Let us know what you guys think about these tips in the comment section. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.